Greetings, web surfers. Thank you for taking a moment to check out my Patreon page. My name is Ian McLaughlin, and you might be wondering why I'm sitting here with a skull that's partially blue and posters of anatomy and Mickey Henderson on the wall. Well, all of this is part of my story that I'm telling on my blog that I've created on Patreon, and I hope that you'll join me for this journey. It's a very unusual journey that started 5 years ago in 2016 when I was a 47-year-old normal guy, public interest attorney, very active, father of 2 beautiful boys with a family, and traveling the country for work, playing lots of competitive tennis. And then all of a sudden the rug was pulled out from under me while I was on a business trip in Atlanta. At all places, I was at the CDC giving a presentation and started having a series of very debilitating strokes that were caused by a dissected carotid artery that probably was a result of chiropractic neck adjustments. And ever since that time, after being initially paralyzed from head to toe on my left side and losing all vision in one eye and dealing with lots of cranial bone issues, including this blue plate on the skull represents the fake piece that I have in my skull at this time. I started writing about my journey from the perspective of my husband and father on Facebook using the hashtag #inch, which is something I borrowed from one of my tennis captains out of the philosophy of Stoicism, which I follow. And it very much describes this journey that I'm on. Inch by inch, I've made progress to the fact that I am now at least able to walk a little bit with a cane and obviously make a fascinating video like this. And since I started writing about my journey on Facebook, I received a lot of interest and decided to move platforms over to Patreon, not only to formalize my writing and write more often, but also to raise some funds, hopefully, for my recovery effort. I do physical therapy out here in this barn studio where I am right now recording this, and I use Ricky Henderson, my favorite player of all time, for inspiration. And if you join me on this journey, there's a few tiers of membership to my site, and each of them is named after something that has special significance in my life. The lowest tier, $5, is called the Lefty Fist Bumpers. And I call it that because I was left side paralyzed, and now I can move a little bit, and I only greet people with a lefty fist bump now. Because every time I do that, that's a little bit closer to being able to use my left arm again someday. And the middle tier is called the Rainbow Warriors because my wife is from Hawaii and I was living there when we met. And the University of Hawaii team nickname is now the Warriors. It used to be the Rainbow Warriors, which I thought was much cooler. And the higher tier, the highest tier, is called the Hall of Famers. And of course, Ricky is the face of that tier. So I post just about every day some daily thoughts based on this Snoopy calendar that my wife, Star, who's been my constant companion, provided to me when I got back home from rehab. It's a funny calendar that is called the Smiles and Blessings calendar, and it gives me a prompt each day of something to think about that I write about. And I also write recurring pieces about the different projects I'm working on with my recovery. Most importantly, learning to walk, and also learning to use my left upper extremity and visual processing, which is a big challenge for me. Right now on the video is my son, my older son, Sam, who's also been here every step of the way. And the challenge of being a parent when you're having a very severe physical disability is something that is not unique to me at all, and at least I have the chance to get better, but it's something that I feel like I'm in the unique position to describe, which I do on my site. I hope that you'll consider joining me for this journey. Aloha.